Alrighty. Hey, everybody. You guys hear me okay? We good? Justin's frozen. He'll be back. Okay, so I'm actually going to move this to gallery view. Um, it records on speaker view. So welcome to week 3. This is 3 of 6. And I'm super excited about this because this call is actually going to be devoted to planning your rank up strategy, all the things. And I was thinking about, who could I get? Who could I have as a guest speaker? We talked about those living with fearful thoughts, or living with insecurities. I don't know that we ever completely graduate from those things. The key is that we move forward in spite of having those fears and feelings. I mean, that's how I'm operating. I mean, I think I had said, like, there's fears, there's self-worth issues, there's just like a whole pile of things that we're learning and working through. But it's okay. Like, we're learning, we're working through them, and we can't let them hold us back. I think that's the key, is that we need to be continue in overcoming mode. And so I decided, you guys didn't need a guest speaker, that Justin and I are completely equipped to share with you guys and to help develop you guys into gems and jewels and diamonds and beyond. Like, why do we need outside inspo? It's right here. So we're going to own it. Here's the fact. The fact is, we have ranked up 25 times in the last 10 years in Plexus. I don't say that to brag, but just like, we've done it multiple times. And 7 of those are the big gem and jewel rank. Sorry, the jewel and diamond rank ups. Excuse me, 7 of them. 2 more to go. So there's and then it's ad infinitum, right? There's no cap. So Justin can re-enter and then go diamond again. And so rinse, wash, repeat. We're in this for the long game, and we're like, I was listening to Eric Worre say, you need to know, like, if I call you up on here on stage, you need to be able to spit out your vision. Well, I remember Tarl and Alec giving the vision years ago. Justin reminded me of this. Like, they cast the vision for family legacy. And we latched onto that, and we're like, yes, we're in for that. And then I know Tarl has said that he wants to create 1,000,000 thousandaires. So helping a lot of people make $1,000 a month, right? Justin and my vision and goal is to inspire and develop and teach you guys what we're doing, and train and develop leaders, and to help you guys go diamond. Okay, and so it does not have to be a mystery, and it's one of those things that we're wanting to continue to teach what we're doing. Okay, all that to say, a couple of quick things. We have some brand ambassador upgrades on our team already this month. Angie and Victoria and Nicole, actually, from this group, already have at least one brand ambassador upgrade. So congrats, you guys. We have way more than 10% upgrade rate, which is always our goal. And so keep hawk-eyeing your back office, your VIP ads compared to your brand ambassador upgrades. As leaders, you want to be working on development. Yes, we want people coming in, recruitment coming in, yes, and we want to see that development happening also. So the higher the recruitment, then the higher the development number for upgrades. So just a little reminder there. If you don't have your goals on paper, they need to be. Ta-da! So make sure that you have your sticky notes or whatever mode of operation you work from. Yes, Lori has her board. 10 level 1s, 2 senior silvers. And I was reminded, I was telling Justin today, I'm like, it takes a lot of conversations. And I've been combing back through my VIPs, the happy VIPs, just to roll back through and say, hey, I'm mentoring a few more people this month in the business. Do you want to do this? I've gotten a few yeses, but it is a filtering process, because as I've gotten in with people, they're like, ooh, too scared to do that. Ooh, throwing me these different objections. And I'm like, well, they probably ain't my next leaders. I might be able to help them get a +1, or eke out, senior silver, or help them go silver, who knows. But it's that continued looking for leaders, and you got to be hyper focused on that, you guys. So I hope you guys are all following along in the Star Diamond Rising IP challenge. I see a bunch of you commenting in there. If you haven't tuned into that, It's not hard. Like, it's a little short video. You can do it. You can listen while you're making your bed in the morning. And then what I've been doing is going through, I screenshotted actually into our chat the homeworks. And so one thing I was just going to show you really fast is, why does this not work? Okay. Your dream team or qualities. I heard someone say the reason why we have the objections, either ourselves or we hear it from people on our teams, that, well, it's kind of the same sob story. It's so hard to get leaders, or I'm not finding anyone to do this with me, or I can't find anyone to do this with me. And I can't remember, it was maybe, was it Julia? Someone recently ish said the reason why we say that is because we're not clear on who we're looking for. Who we're looking for. So I want to challenge you guys, if you have not done the homework from, who put it out there? One of the girls in the last couple of days, that she said you need to get clear on what your dream team or qualities are. And so I really quick voice texted, like, just and made a list. I asked Carissa to send me hers too, but I think it would be helpful for us to actually screenshot and throw them in the chat, of who we're looking for. Okay. And this is different than like coaxing or manufacturing people to silver, right? So mine includes success minded, great people skills, already good at social media, excellent communication skills, goal setter, entrepreneur slash business owner, someone that doesn't make excuses, a self-starter, go-getter, has a long game vision in mind, values health and wellness, in good shape, has big faith, positive and enthusiastic, loves to make a difference, doesn't operate out of scarcity, and has healthy boundaries. That's just a quick short list that I made. That's who I'm looking for. And so when I approach social media, or when I'm praying over that next leader, or, these qualities are what comes to mind. So create your own and throw them in the chat, because that will help us. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Justin, because he's getting ready to golf with our oldest son. And we just wanted to come to you guys and share our perspective, our thoughts, our tips and tidbits. It's probably going to be a little haphazard and unorganized, but hopefully you can take some tidbits from what we share to apply to your rank up.
Hey guys, I am getting ready to golf with my oldest son and a guy that works with him that we've been ministering to off and on for the last several months. And so if you'd pray for our time together with a young man named Austin, and he lost his, I don't know, 1-2-month-old son a couple months ago, who died of this as a really bad deal. But anyway, if you pray for all that, I would appreciate that. But one thing I wanted to mention, a couple things that just came to mind about July. July historically is an incredibly and insanely, it's like a recruit and promotion. It's like rank up heavy month historically. And it's because, and I don't think there's anything different in July than there is any other month. The only reason I think that July is one of the biggest rank up months is because it's focused. People are focused on rank up. Why? Well, a lot of times you have your Emerald Extravaganza, Diamond Destination. The end of that deadline is July 31st. And I think that keeps people focused, and people get focused on wanting to qualify for that or wanting to rank up. We reach down into our downline more because we want them to rank up, and we want to rank up at all the things. So July historically has been an amazing month to rank up because people are focused on ranking up. I don't think there's anything magical about July. I don't think it's I don't think it's better than August. It's just rank up is our focus, and so we rank up. And so think about that. What we focus on, kind of like what my father-in-law has said to me for years and to all the kids, but what we feed grows and what we starve dies. And the things that we feed, like in Light of Plexus in July, is we feed rank up. We start thinking about rank up, and we have a deadline. Whenever we have a deadline on a goal, which if you've gone through any of my goal setting training over the last 10 years, and I know most of you have, one of the things in that is, in light of goal setting, good goal setting is you have to give yourself a deadline. And that's why July is so magical. There's a deadline. We got to get it done or it's not going to get done. starts over on August 1st and you have to wait a whole nother year. And so that's why. So if you really want to rank up in July, then focus on ranking up. And I know there's been a lot of times when we have ranked up, we have said no to a lot of other things. We just said, no, this is important. And we're going to say no to stuff and we're going to rank up. And we did. And we have, like Megan said, 25 times I think we've ranked up together over the last 10 years. And so, anyway, what you focus on is what you focus on. I was playing golf with my father or my stepdad, who's an amazing golfer throughout his whole life. He's 80 now, but I was playing golf with him the other day, and he taught me something really important. And I think this is important in light of rank up or in light of anything in life. I was getting ready to hit a ball. I was underneath some trees. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want to hit the trees. And he said, what trees? He's like, why are you focusing on the trees? We're not trying to hit trees. We're trying to hit the ball under the green. Focus on the green. Don't focus on the trees. And I just thought, how brilliant is that? The reason I hit the trees half the time, probably because I'm focused on the dang trees. And so, anyway, eat, breathe, and sleep. Rank up for either for you or anybody on your team. There's a lot of people that are on the edge of ranking up, and this is it. This is where July 31st is the deadline for the next level. This is a separating point for a lot of people in Plexus. This is a separating point between, Ruby, Senior Ruby, and Emerald, or whatever, Sapphire, Diamond, whatever. This is a separation point. So anyway, pay attention to what you're focusing on, who you're focusing on, who you're trying to recruit. Megan mentioned that earlier. I've been thinking about this, how I can use Chat GPT to launch into Japan. And that's something I've been thinking of today is throughout the day is like, okay, who am I trying to target? What Japanese people that I don't know anything about would I want on my team? And so start focusing on those things, not necessarily Japan, but who are you trying to reach out to this month? Who do you want to be on your team? Who do you want to work with? Who do you want to help? Who do you want to go to Hawaii with or Mexico with or a cruise with or whatever it is? Who do you want to learn from on your team? Who do you want to grow with? And so all the opportunity in the world, just because of, like I said, people are focused on rank up this month, either on our team or Plexus wide. There will be a truckload of rank ups this month, whether you rank up or not. You might as well join them. I mean, you might as well jump on board because people are going to be ranking up all month this month. Why not you?
Yeah, so good. Thanks, babe. Enjoy your golf game. Hey, really quick, let's do a real quick prayer for Austin, their time with Austin, and also Brooks with her dad right now at Mayo Clinic. I don't know if you guys have heard about her dad having a brain tumor, but let's pray real quick while we're thinking about it. Lord, I just thank you for Justin's opportunity with Samuel and Austin, and just pray that you would save that man and his wife, and I just pray that you would give them opportunity. Lord, I know Samuel's been praying for opportunities and buying up opportunities to share his testimony and to share about you. And I just thank you for that soul that the guys are hoping to impact today. Just pray a covering and a blessing over that time. Also, just pray for Brooke as she's with her dad and her mom at Mayo Clinic. I just pray you give the doctors wisdom and clarity in knowing what protocol to take and to help her dad. We just pray that you give them peace in the midst of it all. And I know there's a lot of other situations and things, people going through really, really hard things right now. And so we just lift them up to you. I think of Candace's daughter and just pray that you would give the doctors favor to be able to save her arm. Just lots of things, Lord. I also want to pray a covering and a blessing over our businesses this month and give us moral clarity and wisdom and vision as we move forward, Lord. And we thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, so we're past the holiday weekend. And so what I've been telling the girls is that literally every minute counts this month. And this is a different energy than maybe other months. There's just something different about it. We've come off convention. Everyone's excited. Everyone's inspired. We're ready to put into action the things that we learned. And so it's not just head knowledge. We're like actually acting upon what we know. I'm gonna put you in the other room. I wanted to make a plug again for this book. It's a really good personal growth development book. If you're not reading it, please get it and fortify your mind. The one thing that I've told the girls is that when you're going for a rank up, or we'll throw in Point Gold for that matter. I mean, maybe some of you are literally in between ranks and you don't have a lot of people running right now. Totally fine. Go for a Point Gold. If you're not like knowing your numbers and setting your goal for like something beyond what you did last month, it's going to keep going, just kind of humming along, right? And so there's a couple of things, really, really good nuggets that I wanted to share from here in this book. But he said, goals are a form of energy. Okay. And then he said a couple of other things really that were really good. Pick a one-word strategy, and I'll add to that and say you need to pick a scripture. Pick a scripture as an overarching theme for your month that you can pray about, you can think about, you can put it on your mirror, you can repeat it, and your little one-word theme. Because the little one word and God's word quietly drives the process in the background. Also, the reason we have to drill down to make sure our goals are specific is because generalities don't work. Our brain does not compute when it's not specific. And being specific also means being accountable. So what Justin was saying, like with having a date for it. There's so many good things in here. But one thing I was really wanting to hone in on is the goals and the standards. Goals and standards are two sides of the same coin, and I really love this. So goals start out as thoughts. Think of standards as the performance benchmarks. Goals effectively become byproducts of how you approach your standards. The secret is to constantly review and upgrade your standards. You need to evaluate what you're willing to tolerate and not tolerate. So if you don't change your standards, then your goals are irrelevant. So I think of standards as the actual doing of what you say you're going to do, if that makes sense. And then he goes on to say, you already have standards that define your life. Understanding where those standards came from is one of the steps to leveling up and creating higher standards that will lead you to change. To activate the changes meant for you, there must be a conscious decision to take only what you think is valuable and apply it in a thoughtful way to create your unique standards. Standards are most valuable when they are precise. So he said examples, standards are the specific sets of actions that you must take to achieve your goal. And this is why I went for Emerald so many times and didn't hit it on my reentry, is because I knew what I needed to do. I knew what I needed to do and what I needed in order to hit the rank up, but I didn't have enough action behind what I said I wanted, right? Until there were more leaders on the team, more people pulling the train, like more of that. And I wasn't taking enough of those right actions in order to actually facilitate the rank up, if that makes sense. So standards are the specific set of actions you must take to achieve the goal. So he says, so you're going to make 20 calls more per week to clients. Hey, close your mouth when you're eating, please. Take classes that will lead you to your master's degree. Commit to working 6 hours every Saturday and staying 2 hours later 3 days a week. These actions become your standards for reaching your goals. In all parts of your life, when it comes to goals and standards, they must be aligned to find harmony, and that harmony will breed success. When you set the right standards that match your goals, your life becomes much less stressful. And then, okay, I think this is interesting too. That's not one little blurb. He said, what you do is a reflection of what you're thinking. So it's kind of like the CTFAR model that we've taught before, right? So everything flows out of our thought, right? Our actions are a result of the thoughts that we're thinking. So what you do is a reflection of what you're thinking. However, what you're thinking isn't always a reflection of what you do. So he said, I can't tell if you're going to go on a diet to lose 40 pounds, but I can tell you what your body will look like based on how you eat and what you do for workout. So do you gorge late at night on cookies and ice cream, or do you actually hit the gym? And he said, what many people call women's intuition, don't do that, could just be highly tuned observational note taking. I thought that was funny. But he said, what you do trumps how you think. And we can have all the right answers and know like the right things to say, or we're thinking along the right lines, but until we're actually doing it. And he kind of compared it to, you know how like I don't know what era that was, but like the 30s or something where they had the silent movies. He's like, I can watch you as a silent movie and dictate the outcome because I'm watching what you're doing, not like what you're verbalizing, what you're saying. Alignment between your thoughts and your action is essential for success. Alignment occurs when your thoughts manifest themselves in the actions that you take. Anyways, I thought that was really good, and a little plug for this book because it is really important to fortify your mind on in a month where you're going for a rank up. And a rank up doesn't just start the 28th of the month. You know what? I want you to go get some coloring things, and you go get some coloring things to color while Mom makes them in here. So when you're starting at the top of a month versus at the bottom of the month, when subs hit and then you're like, oh, woo, I could go for rank up. It's, I'm not too far away. It's a different way to rank up when you're actually front loading the month and you're chunking it down. So what I've told some of the girls is divide your month into half. First 15 days, second 15 days. Or maybe it's the first 10, the second 10, the third 10, and chunk it down in kind of a strategic way. So you're kind of creating these mini months throughout the month. So like by the end of, for the first 10 days of July, what do I want my recruitment to be? What do I want my team recruitment to be? How many brand ambassador upgrades? What silvers? Who are going to be my silvers? So you're driving to that to create that goal by that benchmark. So you're kind of creating that for yourself versus kind of this open-ended la 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 la. I'll go to the pool today. We'll go to the river tomorrow. We'll do this and that, and not actually be taking the action that is supportive of the goals. Let's go to what Mommy asked you to do, please, quickly. Okay, so okay. If you don't have your point goals written down, you need to, and you also need to know your numbers. And so I was going to do a mapping for someone on the call who has not mapped their month yet. Anybody? Anybody? Because I think it's one thing to know, like, okay, I have 47 orders that I need in order to go Ruby. It's a very different thing to actually map out on paper what that all looks like. So knowing your gap is half the battle, and then knowing who you have also working with you is another part of it. Okay, if you're gonna get your goal, well, we probably have enough time to do a few. What time is it? Okay, yeah, we actually have enough time to do probably 2 of you or 3 of you with mapping. So you need to have your numbers from last month. If you don't have your numbers from last month, so whoever wants to unmute, and I'll do it on the board real quick. I actually have Jacqueline's up here from last week that we did. So the first thing you got to do is you got to take a point audit. Where did your points end last month? And actually, those of you who, even if you have done it or you've mapped it out, you need to get it on paper again. There's something to pen the paper. Or if you already have yours written out, like pull out your paper again and start looking over it, because that's a really important thing to do. Okay, who wants to? Otherwise, I'm going to pick a volunteer. Let me go get my paper. Hang on.
Heidi.
All right. Hey, Victoria, do you have your numbers handy?
Yep, I do.
Okay. Do you want to do yours really quick? Maybe you're
Sure.
gonna have
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your goal is Ruby too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you end last month?
159.
Okay, where's the, can you guys see this? Okay. Okay, 159. Goal is 500. All right, so we're going to, what is the difference? Do you have the difference? Equals, sorry, I did this wrong. So we have currently 159 as of last month, which leaves us a gap of 341. Okay, so you guys can plug this into your.
Oh wait, I take that back. I'm looking at May's. I ended June at 190.
Okay. All right, well, let's fix that. Don't do that, please. Okay, 190, that will do 500 minus 190 is 310. Okay, so 310 divided by 5 equals 62. Okay, so the rest of you can do yours on your paper based on this model, okay? So put your goal at the top. Your audit would be from last month. So Victoria had 100 and what did you say, 91?
190.
190. Okay, points. Okay, and then here's another thing I want you guys to grab. How many active level 1s do you have? Some of you have a lot of active level 1s, some of you don't. But my personal encouragement is if you do not have 40 active level 1s, therein lies 100%, well, most of your 90% of your focus is new recruitment. You got to get more recruitment. Some of you have a very wide customer base of strictly wholesale customers. And again, even if you have more than 40 of them, you are looking for 5 leaders. So this is what Keith teaches. We're looking for 5 leaders. We're not looking for 500 leaders, and we're not looking for 100 new. We're not looking for 100 new VIP customers that are strictly wholesale people. However, I will say recruitment alone is we're going to bring in more numbers and more people that are potentially duplicatable. How many of us on this call joined for products, not a business? A lot of us. And so I'm not negating the fact of go ahead and bring people on for product experience and inspire them from there to take action. Okay. But I do want you guys to do an audit of how many active level 1s you have. PM me your numbers.
Can I ask you where you find that? Because I remember finding it in the old back office, but I can't find it in the new back office. Where am I supposed to look?
Sort your genealogy by level 1s from last month. And so sort it by level 1s and then PV and kind of however many level 1s you had with PV. And this
just go count them up. They don't have the bars anymore.
I don't know. I just
Okay.
manually count mine. But one thing I will say, if you're not consistently printing off your reports every month, do it. I don't know how I would work my business without printed reports. Export to whatever this is, Excel, and print them out. So like we have them for all 3 businesses, but all of the customers. And then I highlight the partial PVers just because my goal is to get those people with 100 PV this month or get them ordering every other month or every 2 or 3 months, right? So printed reports, 100% essential. Okay, so then, we're dividing 310 by 5. Okay, so whatever your gap is for your next goal, you're taking that number and dividing by 5. If your organization is deeper, then you might need to divide it by 4 to give you a more realistic viewpoint. But for the ranks represented today, I would say you're probably fine dividing by 5. Okay, so that's the same number. Okay, so we have 62. All right, so that is 62. That is 62 orders. Yeah, they do. Orders needed in order to rank up to Ruby. Who's feeling the sweats and like that is impossible and how am I ever going to do that? Raise your hand if you feel like that. This is where we start operating in the realm of faith and possibility. Because this is not going to come from you alone. Newsflash, any rank up, it's funny, any rank up beyond like senior gold is we're going to require, yes, you to do a lot still, but it's going to require a team. You're going to have to start learning the skills of how to build a team and recruiting people to do the business with you. And what Eric said earlier, I threw that little Instagram clip into the chat earlier because if you're not hyper, like super clear, hyper focused on who you're looking for and your vision, being able to communicate your vision is so essential because you are looking for leaders. You are looking to mentor 3 to 6 new people this month. So if you have not said that in at least 10 different ways this month already, start doing it. Okay, I'm talking about it in my stories. I'm talking about it in my posts. I'm doing a call to action on most of my posts because I like people, you have to whisper, shh. I like people coming to me saying, hey, Megan, I want to do the business with you. I prefer that more than going to people. I still do both because we do hard things and we do things that we don't want to do. I still do both, but it's really important that we're putting it out there what we want to see more of. Because what we focus on expands. And in seasons where I have been extremely focused on sharing that with my network, that's when people have come to me for the business opportunity and to Justin for the business opportunity. And sometimes it looks like wholesale customers saying, hey, I'm ready to do this now with you. And also it's going to require both and. So yes, we're going to be loud and proud on social media with that message, but also go in your DMs. I have been messaging current customers, new customers, potentials that I'm mentoring 3 to 6 new people this month. And I would love to help them if they want to do this with me. What are their thoughts? Like rinse, wash, repeat, this was back to my other mention earlier, but it takes a lot of conversations. So if you guys think you're going to message 10 people and find your leaders, newsflash, probably not. Maybe if you get lucky, but luck is created by us taking action and taking a lot of the right actions compounded over time. And so I've been filtering through, and it's a filtering process. It's a funnel. Okay, so those messages that you're sending is a funnel to lead you to more opportunity. And so a lot of the VIP customers I'm currently talking with, they ain't my leaders. And so, one thing I think that we get hung up on is that we hyper focus on those 6 people that told us they want to do this. And so we're like putting all of our time and investment into these people that probably aren't going to do more than add 3. I mean, and we're going to help those people, but it's yes, that, and you're still looking for leaders. And it takes a lot of messages. It takes a lot of conversations, and it takes this resilience, like this hardcore, enthusiastic, optimistic energy looking for those people. Okay. And so anyways, just wanted to remind everybody of this. Okay. So take these 2 orders, and how are we going to do that? So Victoria, are you committed to, I need to raise my thing up. Are you committed to the 10? I put 5 right there, but we can keep going. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are you committed to 10? 10. Level 1s for icon?
To 10 level 1s? Like to add 10 level 1s?
Well, for icon, for 1, you'll need them for icon. So we'll put icon right here. But also, like what I encouraged Jacqueline with is that you need 10 level 1s that you didn't have last month. And this is applicable to all you guys too, and me. We need 10 level 1s that we didn't have last month. So how are we going to get those people? Well, it's going to look like new recruitment. It's going to look like the partial PVers. We're going to get them to order more this month, and we're going to get 0 like people that have like old customers. We're going to get them re-engaged. Maybe we're going to leverage the skin health. Maybe we're going to give them a little special incentive. But the first layer for this month is to get in contact with them, find out if they're willing to try the skin health. I don't put an incentive at this point, typically, unless I just run like a 24-hour blitz. I'm like feeling like I want to put a little incentive, little sugar or honey on the deal, right? So are you committed to 10 level 1s? That would be, that's 60 points. I think I put 50 points. That's 60 points. Right?
I have 19 subscriptions to go through these are people that order every single month.
Okay. 6 times 10. Yeah, that's 60 points. So that's 60 points that you didn't have last month. The subscriptions are kind of irrelevant because we're looking to close this gap of 310 points. Does that make sense? So we want to keep those subscriptions on for sure, and then close the gap of this number. Okay. And then, so we have your level 1s that you're focused on. And then let's talk about who's on your team. Who is the highest, give me the names of the people that are like working and what their numbers are.
Chelsea, she is the one that just went silver. She's added 4 people. She's at 18 points. And then,
wouldn't that be 24? 6, 12, 18.
What did you say?
Wouldn't that be 24 points?
Oh, maybe. I don't really do math well, so could be.
Maybe one
No,
of her
because-
orders from last month hasn't added yet.
No, she's looking at her or Victoria's team points. She would have the level 5, or she would have the level 2 piece, so just 5 points on the people that her level 1 added.
Oh, okay. So Chelsea has only 18 points for adding.
18 points on Victoria's page. That's what all we're worried about. We're not worried about Chelsea's points.
Right, I know, but I'm just
Yeah.
looking at how many points are coming from Chelsea? Just 18?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yes.
Okay,
So far.
correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get her.
She is doing amazing. She is going crazy with everything that I'm telling her to do, which is the first time I've ever actually had someone do that. Normally they're like, oh yeah, I'll do that. And then they never do,
Yeah.
which we've all experienced over and over and over.
Yeah.
But the second I tell her or suggest that she does something, within minutes she's doing it. And it's great. She watches every video that I send her, and
Is her goal senior silver?
yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna work to get her to 50 points, which is 5 more ads.
And she signed up her best friend last night who is trying to go silver.
Okay, perfect. So what's her friend's name?
Jen.
Jen. Okay, so then the goal is for Jen to go silver. 1, 2, 3. Are you writing this on your end?
Yes.
2, okay. Or maybe you already have it mapped out. But this is a model that then you can apply to any business. Okay, anyone's business. Okay, so Chelsea, who else do you have? Don't you have Amy?
Yes. She doesn't have any like specific goals that she's working towards right now.
Okay, but how many points is she pulling in?
Last month it was 18. I just can't find that.
Okay. So she had 18 points. And do you think that you can inspire her to add 1, add 3, go for re-rank senior silver?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's go ambitious.
It's not lack of trying on her end. She is trying. She hasn't been super I hate to say successful at it right now, but
She needs new people, basically.
yes.
Okay, so we're gonna be ambitious and try to help her add 6 this month. And someone like that, social media may not be the place for them to recruit. She may have to look at like some vendor events, maybe doing co-hosting with you, doing some, if you have some local people that have like a boutique and you can do like some sip and shops, just kind of getting creative with like how you can tap into the network.
We have a yoga and Plexus event on Thursday night, which our town ended up putting on their page too to share it with the community. And I think we're gonna have a huge turnout.
Okay, fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, that's action that will lead, that's a standard that can totally impact what those numbers look like, you know? Okay, who else do you have? It's Chelsea.
Francesca.
Who else besides Chelsea and Amy?
Francesca.
Okay,
You can write Frankie. It's easier.
okay. And what were her points?
Her points were also 18.
Okay,
She wants to go senior silver.
okay. So she needs 6 more. Anyone besides Frankie?
No.
Okay, all right, so we're gonna fill in these gaps. 4, 5, 6. Hi. Welcome back. Okay, I'm on the call, so how does it look like? Okay, all right, so we're going to say 60 points are from you personally. Plus, let's see. let me do some math here. 32 plus 32 plus 32 plus 60. Okay, that's 156 points of 310. Which leaves us about 154 points, 154 divided by 5, which still leaves us about 30 orders. Okay, so if we say this is mystery person senior silver 1, 2, and 3, 3 more senior silvers, and you're at ruby. Okay, so the key is, the moral of the story is, yes, this and the people that you have on your team are going to work to develop, and then you have the people that we're not sure who they are yet, that you're going to work on. There you are. To help go senior silver, and you may have some pop-up golds. That's another thing, is you may have some people that exceed and go faster gold. I mean, we have people that have gone gold in less than 2 weeks, and multiple people recently, and so you never know. And even casting that vision for Chelsea, you may totally inspire her. Like if she knows, Kirsten just did it, there's other people that have done it fast like that. If they're willing to engage their network, and she's willing to keep taking action that you're giving her to do, you could develop a new faster gold this month. And that's going to double those points, with what you need for the big number of orders to chunk down. But the key is finding more people that are going to help pull the train on the team. Okay, so how are you feeling?
I don't know if I'm feeling better or worse.
Have you ever?
No, I'm feeling more excited about it. And Chelsea absolutely could go gold this month. She is having conversations with multiple people every day, looping me in on them. And I didn't even know that I knew that she added 2 people, and then I woke up the next day and she added 2 more people, and she didn't even tell me. And I was like, oh my gosh, what happened last night? And she's like, oh, I added 2 more people. I was like, wow, good for you. But so she's really motivated right now.
So people like that, you definitely want to nudge to do a little more than, or just think about other things they could do that maybe they haven't done yet. Has she done all the PLLP so far?
I don't think she's gone live.
Okay.
And then so
the next thing.
The yoga event, I told her, pretend like this is your event and just invite everybody and anyone. So
yes, 100%. And for in-person events, my new challenge is 100 invites. I remember, was it Becky that we were talking with? And I think it was Becky, and she said that she was chatting with another girl that was in network marketing, not Plexus, but another one. And she said that her goal is always at least 100 invites when she's doing an in-person event. Because we all know about the numbers. 10-20% even reply, and then certain percentage of that say they're coming, and then even a certain percentage of that actually show up. So but people hitting their warm market is what you want to capitalize on, and you will probably have some onesie twosies. That's the other thing, is like, who could you inspire from your team that could add a +1? Who could you inspire from your team to go silver? So that would be a +3. So you think about the possibilities of, everyone grabs a buddy this month. And it really boils down to the amount of conversations you're willing to have. Because there's different groups of people that you're going to be having conversations with. And you're going to have different outcomes from each of those. One of you may have a ton of people that say yes and get a +1. And some others of you may just end up having like 4 pop-up fast start silvers that you didn't anticipate, right? So the points end up coming from different areas. You just never know like where exactly they're going to come from. So it's a very different way to approach your map than just, okay, I need 62 orders. Again, I need 62 orders because that's a very general thing. But then once you actually start to map it out, and I would also look at your active level 1s. That's another piece you can go do an audit on and figure out how many level 1s you need. How many more level 1s you need if you're not at 40 level 1s yet.
Do you mean just level 1s that are ordering monthly?
Correct. Oops, this is not the right chair. Yes, because your active level ones tells you you want to be at least, well, I tell people when you're going for an emerald rank up, you want to be at least senior gold by yourself, like on your own. I was close to ruby, single-handedly ruby, when I went emerald on my reentry. That makes sense. So by myself, I had about 100 people, 500 points from level ones. And then the other 1,000 points can come from different, maybe it's from one main leg, or maybe it's a ruby and then kind of a motley crew of, you know, silvers, senior silvers, and golds. Yeah. Okay. All right. Does that make sense? We've been doing these mapping calls, but if you haven't done them for yourself, you definitely want to get it on a board, get it on paper, just so that you know for yourself like what it actually looks like, where could potential points be coming from. And one thing I didn't do from Victoria that I probably should have done is mapping out your next, like your re-rank, because that will be a way easier goal to hit, because this is a really huge goal, right? So if we change this really quick to 250, we can start to look at, okay, how do we hit that benchmark? Because that's going to be faster and easier to hit early in the month, okay? And so, and this might be a stretch goal over 90 days. This may not all happen in 1 month, and that's totally fine, right? Because the different people have different team demographics. So if you have, you know, 5, 10, 15 people pulling the train with you right now, that's a very different outlook on this type of gap for Ruby than, you know, you have 3 or 4 that are kind of dabbling. You know what I mean? So it may take a little longer to get the get all the ducks in the row for people pulling the train, but this can move into like a 60/90 day stretch goal. Okay, so if we're going for 250, what did you say you ended up 190? That's a 60-point gap. Okay, so if you think about 60 points, that is 10 level ones, or we'll say 12 new recruits from your team, which that's really a shoe-in, because, and that's kind of setting the goal too low, because you yourself, if you're going to work on 10 level ones and work on pulling in 60 points. Hey boys, can you go play with her for a minute? Can I finish up, please? No, not right now. So if you pull in 60 points yourself, you're gonna already blow past that, closing that gap. That makes sense. And then you have your other girls that are working on rank ups and sharing too. Okay, so
Well,
sometimes
the
talking the goal
250
down.
The 250 could be like a mid-month goal or something like that. If you're trying to help Chelsea get there and trying to help her get to senior silver also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you work on that by the 15th.
Mid-month. What is the 8th? Okay. We got this.
Yeah, a week.
Yeah.
A week.
Oh, and that skin health is free until free shipping until the 16th. So you could totally leverage that. And so thinking about what, you know, you look at the numbers and get it mapped out. And then it's like, okay, well, we don't know how we're going to find this many people. But if you think about, okay, well, here's the actions that I'm willing to take. I'm willing to do PLLP with each of my new people. I'm willing to host events. Let's see what skin health events we can get on the calendar. Let's do some launch events for people. You're doing that yoga gym event and telling her to treat it like her event. Brilliant, because it gives her ownership over getting her people there, even if there's going to be other people there, you know?
We have a skin health event at Lisa's house on the 15th too.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. So everything drives to those events. And the one thing I would encourage you guys with is when there's an event hosted, bust your tail to get warm bodies there. Like if you have to send 100 invites, if you've got to sweeten the deal and, you know, do some incentivizing to get people there, do it, because you just never know. You just never know how that one more follow up, that one more person that you get to the event can change everything, literally change everything. And that's the fun part, because there's a lot of unknowns. But if you're somewhat of a pessimistic person, or kind of just like a wah, this feels overwhelming. But if you're like, oh my word, you can change that perspective to, okay, this is exciting. I have no idea the next 62 people that are going to join the team, but it's going to be awesome. And we're going to work our hardest to impact that many more lives, and help that many more people, which is cool. And you're not doing it by yourself. You're doing it with other people. Okay. Okay, Lori's question about how do we make the questionnaire? Oh, what questionnaire was that? Gretchen, active level ones means people who are consistently ordering. So like when we print our monthly sheets, these are active. Well, I mean, well, we print the whole shebang. So yeah, pages and pages of people that are not ordering, but we have about a page of people that are ordering, and then the partials. Does that make sense? So these would be actively ordering customers. Yeah. And then all of us have like the sometimes orderers also. And so that is perfect for getting them to order on a rank up month, or when you're working on hitting a point goal. And I mean, you don't have to tell people, you don't have to tell them like, I'm working on a point goal. You could just say, I'm working towards a really huge goal this month, and I'm working to get as many customers to order as possible. Try the new Skin Health. Give me your feedback. You know, I'm looking for product testers, however you want to frame it, but put it out there to your customer base. And I would 100% comb through your zero PV people and message them and literally ask them to order. Hey, would you be willing to do a huge favor for me this month? Okay, maybe you're not going to put sweetness on the deal yet, not until you get closer to the end of the month, but you need to be willing to recontact them 100% later on in the month, maybe with a special, and just assume that they didn't see it. Do you guys have some sort of incentive going for people that go silver or senior silver this month? I would be chatting with your new VIPs and your current customers, and here's another way to talk to them. These are your actively ordering people. Let's just say, hey, I'm giving away blank for people on my team that, and you could break it down. Instead of saying senior silver, you could say help 6 more people this month. Is this something that you'd like to work with me on? I'm super excited about this, and I'm looking to mentor like three to 6 more people. You know, is this something that you'd like to do with me? Okay, make it specific and connect them with you, that you're going to help them do it. Okay, if that makes sense. So you need to be asking, and maybe even considering giveaways for people that do it. So it's one of those things too that makes it fun. Sales need to be fun. And if Plexus isn't running some sort of thing, then create your own thing to make it extra fun and give you kind of that like extra energy and like little spark to reach out and tell people, hey, here's this fun thing we're doing on our team this month. I think you'll love it. Okay, here's the other thing. Anyone on your team that is even dabbling, even kind of thinking about dabbling, you need to be plugging the Eric call and telling them, hey, I can get you into a training that's normally $1,000, but this month it's free. Do you want to do this with me? I would love to have you do this with me. I was talking to one of my customers and she's like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. It's too much money. And I was like, wait, what are you talking about? It's free. She's like, I thought it was $1,000. I'm like, no, it's not $1,000 for you. Plexus paid for it. You should totally do it. So make sure your people know about that. Yes, Brandy, do you want to unmute and share the collagen idea? That's actually from Brooke Hemingway. It helped Angie develop a bunch of silvers when she went diamond.
Well, you could probably explain it better than me, but basically, like if you incentivize that with senior silvers, you're still making money and able to give the free collagen. Can you hear me? I don't know where I went. Oh, here I am. I'm in a truck. But you might be able to explain it even better. But what I'm basically doing is I was going to do it for senior silver. Like if you develop a senior silver, then you get a free collagen. And then they can offer that to their people as well. And I will still provide the collagen.
And that's what Angie and Madison did. So they taught their people the whole, then they showed them the breakdown of the money, because also when you're developing a fast start silver or a fast start senior silver or any of those fast start ranks, you're getting a bonus as the developer of those people. So it's not, they're not like in the red to offer a product like that. And they just reformulated the collagen. So it includes antioxidant blend. It's like a higher antioxidant blend, and the flavor profile is more neutral. So, and I love the new packaging on it. So really fun to be able to offer that. I think it's more fun even than it was. when
Hey,
Angie-
Amber, can I
Yes.
say too, it's gonna have to be across the board because I'm coaching a lot of people who are not level ones. Sorry, I just wanted to answer that real quick.
The majority of my workers are not my level ones. So
Yeah,
that's
but
all,
pull your people in. Like if you're developing people under people, pull them in for incentives, or and ask them if they'd be willing to go halvesies with you. Or if you're doing like some sort of, $15 off thing or whatever, $20 off for new VIPs at your level 2 or whatever, level 3 ads, pull your level 2 in for those incentives. They're making money off of you working their business for them, through them, whatever, however you want to view it. But that's not weird. It's totally not weird and not out of the question, because they're going to be making some big bucks for you to.
Can I add into that, Megan? I'm sorry, it's cutting out, so I feel like I'm interrupting you.
Oh no, you're good.
So we did an opportunity event last night, Megan, or not Megan, you're Megan, Lisa and myself and Missy. And we basically have decided anytime they send that to someone and they get an order from it, we will honor the $15 off. Because I mentioned it at the end of the video and I was like, we're not going to put a cap on that. Like anytime you send that video and you do get an order from that, we'll do the $15 off. So that's something else. If you do an opportunity event or a sip and see virtually and you offer them something, I would almost like challenge your team to be like, okay, how many orders can we get from this? Like I'll PayPal them,
I stole that idea. I sent it to my team we did a wellness event last night. So thank you for sharing that right before I went on.
Yes, and that's the other thing, is teach your teams how to follow up. A lot of people have no idea. They think it's like a one and done. Oh, fun, that was so fun. I hopped on and listened and they felt so inspired, but like sometimes they're a little clueless to what goes into the follow-up process. And so that's fantastic, because then you can go back and be like, hey, any order that you get from people listening to this call and then ordering, you're teaching them to follow up. Use the third-party tool, do the send the follow-up verbiage, and then it's like follow back up on the follow-up, because sometimes people forget to check their message or whatever. But it does take takes a lot of messages. Okay. I think almost everyone else has a map. So if you haven't done a map yet, now you know the formula for doing the map. And if you have questions, message me, because I'm happy to help you if you get stuck on how to do it. But you'll need to pull up your back office so you know who your peeps are and what their points were from last month. That way you have a real clear picture of what is actually needed. And this kind of mapping is what will keep you very laser focused on what you need. And then, in those of you with bigger teams that are, you have rubies and senior rubies ranking up and senior golds, then you do that kind of mapping call with them and help them map it out. Because then it becomes, okay, I have the plan. I have the game plan. Now I need to go work the game plan. Okay, does that make sense? That was a lot of words. Okay, I don't want to keep you guys longer. I know we're already an hour. How did an hour pass already? Okay, any quick thoughts, questions? The questionnaire, that's just a Google Doc. You can totally copy my verbiage on that and use it. Like we have one for VIP customers and we have another one for like business mentoring. And that's fantastic because you get a real clear picture on what someone wants before you've even had a conversation. So yeah.
Hey, I have a question throughout the call, but I wanted to catch you. Can you expound a little more about the until August 12th? Are we to bring business potentials to that, or is it a training, or both?
It's both. So August 12th, we're hosting an event. So
Okay.
Texas is doing those 100 events in 100 days. And so we're doing one here at our house on August 12th. You guys are welcome to come. all of you are welcome to come. Your teams are welcome to come. People that don't live locally are totally welcome, but it's business focused. There will be obviously some health information. I'm still working on the graphic, so in case you didn't see it yet, 5 p.m. is a mix and mingle. I just always like giving a 30-minute buffer. We'll start the opportunity event at 5:30, and then business training will start at 7. So if people, like if you're bringing business potentials, they'll probably want to stay for the 7 p.m. training. But also it's optional. If someone needs to leave early, it's totally fine.
Similar to the KZ thing that we did with Genevieve.
Yeah, similar. Yeah. So
Okay,
my
perfect.
encouragement, guys, is host the opportunity calls, do some virtual sip and sees, do the little skin health events, like book your calendar this month, because this is gonna be a really big month. And the in-person stuff works and it serves as opportunity for your team to reach out and invite people to stuff. Because sometimes when people are new and just starting out, if they feel more authentic reaching out and inviting someone to something versus just come try my products, you know. Okay, any other quick questions? Alrighty, well, it's gonna be a good month, you guys. Cannot wait to see what you guys do with the month. There's plenty of time. There's probably going to be oppositions. There's going to be opportunities that pop up that are really good that you probably need to say no to if this is your rank up month, or if this is a point goal month. Sometimes it's just one of those months where you decide, okay, I'm going to rip off the Band-Aid. It is time to just get her done. So if that is you this month, it could be like a point goal that you just have never broke 300, or you're humming along, you know, in the 500-600s, and you just want to get Senior Ruby done, you know, checked off the list. It is a great month for that. And you're going to be joining in a lot of other people, even though you can't see it all. You can't see all the people that are working on goals. There's a lot of people working on goals this month. So, all right, I'll stop talking. We got to go get to work. I'll see you soon.